Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. This famous quote by James Dean is how I tend to view my outlook on life. When I was in high school, a tragedy had struck our community. A girl that was just 2 years older than me had been shot to death in her own home. Marissa was part of a group of girls who I was very close with. When I paid them all my respects, the look on their faces was just unbearable. Being only 17 at the time, I thought that this was the worst that could happen. I was definitely wrong. A year later, her best friend, Jess, had collapsed at work and had passed away before she even entered the hospital. As I tried to make sense of the whole situation, the only explanation I could come up with was that everything happens for a reason. Ever since that day, I continued to live my life to the fullest because one day I might not get the chance to. After witnessing this horrible experience, I learned that life is really precious and we have to cherish every moment. Everyone has dealt with a situation where they feel as though nothing could get any worse. They have no hope in moving forward because they feel as though they can't go back to how everything used to be. Although this is never easy to overcome, it's always easier for me to cope with this by believing in to live your life to the fullest. There are endless amounts of reasons why I believe in this motto. You never know what life's going to throw at you. It could be good, it could be bad, but if you view each situation in a positive manner, the grieving process will be a lot easier to get over. In order for one to believe in this motto, they have to value everything they have in life. Life's about not knowing what's going to happen next. Marissa and Jess's story, both tragic and heartbreaking, made me realize that I shouldn't take life for granted. It's sad to think that no one's ever going to see their smile or hear their laughter ever again, and I can't really believe that it still happened. It made me realize that things really do happen for a reason. Maybe God thought it was their time to go at such a young age, and when I look at it in that aspect, it makes me feel a little bit more at ease. When bad situations happen that are not part of the plan, you have to make the most out of the situation. By having a positive outlook on life, bad situations will tend to get easier. Your actions and thoughts shape who you are as a person, and they explain how you react in certain situations. After those 2 tragic days, my friends and I began to change. We are always with each other, or we always make sure we talk to each other each day, and we are always by each other's sides through both happiness and sorrow. Most importantly, we tell each other I love you to each other, to our friends, to our family, and to the people we care about the most. Without telling each other how we felt as though life was incomplete. We stopped holding grudges because fighting was just useless, and we began working hard for the things that we believed in. Throughout this whole process, we have supported each other 100%. And without their support, there's many things I don't think I could have ever gotten through. For instance, I probably would have never left home and came to OU, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get through the long hours of studying for a major that seemed almost nearly impossible to complete. If you don't follow your dreams and you don't do everything that you want to do, you may never get the chance to. In life, not everything may go your way, but if you know that everything will be okay, it'll be easier to get through the tough times. Life is about making the best out of situations. When I was young, my normal lifestyle was taken from me. My parents' divorce was so heartbreaking, and I really couldn't understand what was going on. Their fights seemed endless, and sometimes I would find myself in my room crying because I thought it was my fault. I would look at my friends' parents and see them all happy and in love, and I resented them because I wanted my parents to be just like that. Going through the situation was tough, but I learned to maintain a positive attitude throughout my whole life. Seeing my parents now separated was probably the best decision they've ever made. Once you begin to look at life in a positive way, you'll be able to escape from the grief that you thought would never be able to leave. Life will always have the ups and downs, but if you conquer them with the right mindset, it will be a lot easier in the end. In life, everyone has to deal with some sort of tragedy, whether it be a death of a loved one, a death of a friend, or even a divorce like in my situation. But the effect that has on people is unbearable. Most of the time, the mind wanders and it makes you realize all that there is to live for in life. This is why I believe in living your life to the fullest. Everyone wants a perfect ending, and some learn the hard way. Some poems don't rhyme, and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. But if you make the most out of bad situations, it shapes you into a better person. and it gives you the opportunity to put the sadness all aside, and it makes you feel as though everything will be okay.